Hello guys, since I got a couple of requests, I'm gonna make a 8-tier build for Ranger, in my opinion the best. For that, you have to begin with choosing your accessories. On the EU server, it's pretty hard to go for the red runes and like the attack power accessories, like super high price. Then for sure, in that case, you want to go with the bone ring, which is also not available at all on the EU server. I don't know on the other servers, but none dropped that I know of for now. So I would recommend going with the white runes accessories. For the 8-tier build, you can either go with Class of the Corrupted with 9 white runes. You will get 6% critical hit rate and 324 defense, or a bit of a better option is also super cheap right now, at least on the EU server, is the Necklace of the Ancient Evil. You have 6.9 critical hit rate, 14 white runes are not that hard to achieve, and you also want 14 white runes for the ring, so this is a pretty viable option. You get 0.9% more critical hit rate and some HP. Of course, the defense is a better stat overall, but I don't think it will matter long term anyway, so it's up to you to choose. Critical hit rate is so hard to achieve, and I think that 0.82% one can be helpful. A long-term goal, at least for me, but this is very hard to achieve with 8-tier gear, is going for the 10% hit rate necklace. It requires 20 white runes, so it's more achievable with the S-tier gear with the colorful runes, but for sure it's not impossible on the 8-tier build either. Then for the rings, you have two options. I would recommend the Ring of the Plague because it has a bit of attack power, but you can also go for sure for the Dimensional Shroud Ring, which gives you attack speed 2%. This is not for skills, it's just for the base attacks, but yeah, if you're a wolf, maybe prefer this one. Then, since you know the accessories, 14 white runes or 14 red runes, it's your choice. We have to choose a bow. For the 8-tier, we have two options. Let's say the expedition bow. It has up to 600 attack power. This would be a decent option, but there is a better bow in the 8-tier category. You will have the same base attack as Mythic +5. So if you can get the max roll, is gonna be decent. But if you can go for the the successor bow, it can have an even bigger stat, up to 840. For me, my bow has 760. That's for the bow. The quiver, you want the critical damage quiver. Successors, up to 35% critical hit damage. Try to get like one with at least 2 white runes if you can. It's out of dungeon rotation. It's gonna be pretty hard, but this is the quiver. For the helmet, you want the Usurper's helmet, which also increases critical damage up to 35%. Is this week's dungeon rotation, so you should grab one because you're gonna find one pretty cheap. Try to aim for 2 or 3 white runes. slacks. You have the critical hit rate slacks, the better ones. Check their name. Treasure Hunters. So Treasure Hunter stacks, Treasure Hunter slacks. They are not available. Is blind. Oh yeah, there we go. With up to 6.9% critical hit rate. I would recommend something like this. Up to like over 5.5 and as close as you can to 6.9 to get the biggest value out of them. Then we have the boots, also usurpers. Also in this week's rotation, you can get the pair for super cheap. You kind of have to wait for the right week, right dungeon rotations in order to buy cheaper gear. This would be a pretty nice pair for this price. You maybe can find something even cheaper. This is the max roll 840, has a white rune. It's not that bad. For the gloves, you want attack power gloves, seekers, up to 600. There is a better pair too, but I can barely see any in the market. It was not yet in the dungeon rotation. This one, the ancestral leather gloves, up to 840 attack power. For the shoulder guards, you have two options. Depending on your other gear, you can choose between the crafted attack power shoulders or the critical damage shoulders. Since it's an A build, you don't have that much critical hit rate. But if you achieve somewhere over 20%, I would say to go with the critical damage shoulders. And if you're under 20% critical rate, you should go with the attack power shoulders. These are the cheaper option, and there is the Grand Priests shoulders with up to 35% critical hit damage. Then you have the crafted option with also vigilance. I'm trying to get the decipher for those, but can't find any. Where are they? So, with the crafted shoulders, it's up to you. They have up to 840 attack power. Then for the belt, there is not really any good option for A. So you're gonna need a B or C belt. There is the B tier option with Ancient Sentry, which can have up to 4.81% crit rate. This one is like pretty hard to obtain. It comes from estates. That's the only place I know it comes from. You need the Tailor's Cottage and for example, Tailor. Yeah, there we go. For example, the Adept Tailor Mallow is one of those that crafts Ancient Sentry's belt. I'm trying to get one myself now too. Pretty hard to achieve. Other than that, you can use a belt with Tempest Volley, skill +2. For example, Leather Expedition belt. A bit +2 if I'm not wrong. Maybe it's +1 only. Check. Yeah, it's +1. Yeah. So we can use the Tempest Volley skill +1 Leather Expedition belt. There is another belt option, but it requires you to have enough white runes on the other pieces. It drops from the chests that drop from, for example, Bashal, Harpy Queen. So basically the weekly regional bosses. And you can use that one if you have enough runes for your accessories. This is how my build looks for now. Not done yet. And this is it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, have fun.